Whatever I am going to speak is not for everyone. It is clearly not for anyone who is willing to accept average or mediocrity, or for those who prefer to kick back and settle for the leftovers. It is not for those who wants to depend on hope and prayer for their success. My words are meant for those few people obsessed with creating an exceptional life and who wants to be in charge of that process. Whatever I am going to speak, it will remove the concepts of luck and chance from your life's equation and shows you exactly that what mindset you must embrace in order to lock in massive success for yourself. I want to start with a question. Why do people take too much time to make choices? And some people are there who give up before making a choice for themselves. Do you know why? Because all of us love the word guarantee, but unfortunately in life we can't find anyone who can give us a guarantee for our choices, and that's why most of us refuse to make choices for ourselves, because we all are so much afraid of failures and struggles and downfalls that we don't even want to imagine them. When we think about any task, any work, we just expect results without going through the process. Hundreds of stories you read and listen to about struggle and failures, which inspires you and you admire that person. But when it comes to your life, you want to achieve what those exceptional people achieved, but you want to get it in an easy way. If you see a stuntman who does different acts like jumping from one mountain to another or standing on a running motorbike and many more, all of us have seen them and we admire their works. But do you know how tough and risky it is to learn and perform those stunts? Hundreds of life-threatening and dangerous failures they have to tackle before they become masters in those stunts. Like if they have to walk on a rope, they fell hundreds of times before they learn to balance, and they have to face different injuries. If you have to do the same, then if you fall from the rope only once, you will never dare to try it again. But you ever thought that why they are ready to do even such deadly acts? Because they do not let their obscurity, their uncertainty to take over their confidence on their talent, because they make their talent their source of guarantee. One of the most prominent causes of obscurity, uncertainty, is to underestimate your talent and your potential to make something worthwhile out of your talent. You need to understand your potential. I want each and every one of you to think that what are some goals you would set if you knew you could achieve them. Answer this question and you will get a clear picture of what are the things which you want to do, but you restrict yourself from following them because of your fear to fail. Our obscurity, our uncertainty holds us from using our full potential. But if you have decided to commit yourself towards achieving your goals, then it's the time to let go of the things that are holding you back. Now the question is, how do we cultivate what we need and let go of the things that are holding us back? If I tell you to choose anything which you want to be and there is no failure, you will succeed anyhow, then just think that what will you choose? When you know there is no fear of failure, the things which you will choose for yourself are your true desires, your real dreams which you actually want to be. After knowing what you want to be, just think that what were the things that were stopping you from achieving them, and what are the things which diverted you. Write all of your obstacles on a piece of paper, and at the bottom of the paper write your goal, and start dealing with all those obstacles one by one. And when you are done with one obstacle, just cross it. This way you will start diminishing all your setbacks, your obstacles, your problems. And let me tell you, before you will finish that list, you will find that you already achieved your coveted goal. This way you can beat your obscurity, your uncertainty. But you first need to believe in your potential, your talent, that yes, I can achieve it, and anything which will come in my way, I have the capability, I have the capacity to handle it. And I guarantee you that if you will do it this way, you will handle it. Most of us can be found flying too close to the ground. Too often we do not permit ourselves to go high. It's time to start focusing on our possibilities rather than on our limits and obstacles. Making a fruitful life means moving outside of your your mental boundaries. If you will rethink how you are thinking, you can multiply your performance potential. You must let your desires guide you instead of allowing yourself to be boxed in by your perceived constraints. Sometimes in life we have to make tough choices and tough decisions, but due to our uncertainties and our fear to fail, we make ourselves reluctant from making such choices. But the people who believe in their potential, they make such choices for themselves and they succeed and become an epitome for the whole world. Let me give you an example of a famous company, Intel. We all know about Intel. At first, Intel's business had been built on memory. Intel was the world's only source of memory, but by the end of 1970s, dozens of competitors had emerged. Meanwhile, a small team at Intel had developed another product, the microprocessor. And in 1981, the team got a big break when IBM had chosen Intel's microprocessor to be the brain of its new personal computer. At that point, Intel became a company with two products, memory and microprocessors. Memory was still the dominant source of company's revenue, but in the early 1980s, the company's competitive positions in the memory business came under threat from the Japanese companies. Intel's customers began to praise the quality of Japanese memories. Between 1978 and 1988, the market share held by Japanese companies doubled from 30% to 60% in the memory business. Intel began losing more and more money, but Intel's microprocessor business was growing rapidly. But Intel's failure in memory business was becoming a drag on its profit. Then what Intel did was they left the memory business. Shutting down the memory business was the obvious thing to do. Because of the switch in perspectives, what else they could do? Intel insisted their sales forces to tell their customers that Intel would no longer be carrying memory products. The customer's reaction was essentially a big question. But since that decision in 1985, Intel has dominated the microprocessor market and Intel made much more profit than usual. It seems that Intel made the right decision. The point I'm trying to draw here is that despite uncertainty, obscurity behind this tough decision to stop the memory business, which was a huge risk, they took the decision to shut the memory business. Anything could have happened. The company could be collapsed. Their customers and investors could have abandoned them. They could have been in huge debt, but they still took this decision, this step, when no one was there to give them any sort of guarantee, because they believed in their potential, their company's potential, which allowed them to win over any challenge and obscurity. We all are expecting stability out of our lives, but stability is not to develop a shield to protect yourself from the hardships and obscurity, but to keep your arsenal fully prepared, which never lets you lose from any obscurity and hardship in your way. You can do that when you keep faith in your potential and never lose it. Think about the scientists and the researchers who use huge funding and spend years behind some experiment or research whose results is obscure and uncertain, but still they never give up. Even if their experiment fails 100 times, even if their experiment never give them the right results, but they never stop it. Many of them get huge rejections from the society, but they still try again. Do you know why? Because they believe in their ability to find the right solution to reach the result. Think about the entrepreneurs who come up with some business ideas and start making it a reality despite poor market conditions or money loss or huge debts or greater risk, and despite insecurities and uncertainty, still they try it until they succeed. But why? Because they believe in their potential to make it a reality. We all know about KFC. Do you know its owner, Colonel Sanders? During his early lifetime, he tried many business ideas, but all of them failed. He was unsuccessful till the age of 65, an age where maximum people retire and don't dream of anything further except of the pension plans. Colonel Sanders brought a revolution to the world of foodies at that age. At the age of 65, his KFC business worked, but do you know his recipe was rejected 1009 times before anyone accepted it. Despite all the failures and misfortunes, he tried until he succeeded. Do you know why? Because his belief in his talent was more potent than any obscurity. Nothing bothered him, and today KFC is one of the leading brands in the world. If you see the space missions, which take huge money expenditure, but even after years of experimentation by world's leading scientists, whenever there is any space mission, it is highly uncertain and ambiguous whether the mission will be successful or not. But many nations and organizations never stop doing it, even after huge losses. But why? Because they believe in the quality of work performed by greater scientists, by the greatest scientists, that even after $1 billion are lost, still they want to try it again. When you take some work in your hand, you are not completely sure whether it will be successful or not, but still you do it because you believe that yes, you can do it. From all these things we can learn that everything is uncertain, but our belief that yes, I can do it brings the sense of confidence to do anything. Uncertainty may be the beginning, but it becomes the reason for your success. Because if you will keep faith on yourself, then this uncertainty will force you to put more and more efforts, hard work, consistency, along with die-hard level of dedication and determination until you achieve what you want. This uncertainty teaches you to put faith in your potential, in your talent, which helps you to recognize your other self, which defines you, that hidden potential present inside you, which gives you a clue about the extent of your potential, your abilities. It is just like a person drowning in water trying to save himself by using every tactic to come out of the water. If the person will doubt himself even for a second because of uncertainty that he is not capable to save himself, then the uncertainty will kill him. And if he will believe that no, I have to do it, I can do it, then the possibility is there that he will find a solution to come out alive. The same is the case with you. Either you let your uncertainty win and stay drowning, or you trust your potential and start finding your solution, because every problem has a solution. Remember that everything that's needed right now comes from your inside. The opportunity, the timing, the power to perform. These were always present in you, waiting for the right time to show up. The answers to the questions that remain comes from the voice within you. But you must listen to yourself. Those are the sounds no one else can hear. Look inside at what makes you come back from the failures, what fills you with hope and motivation every time, and which thing you are always entrusted to embrace, and there you will find your right direction. Everything else is in position, waiting for you, for your actions, for your choices, for your decisions, to hunt for your true self, to hunt for the extent of your potential, what lies inside you. Just do it. Just do it. See how many opportunities we lose just because of our fear or shame or no confidence. And when the time is gone, we regret it. At first, we try to escape, and by the time we realize the importance of the things we escaped from which we saved ourselves, the time is gone. And then we have no choice but to regret it. That's why it is said that just leave everything aside and start doing what you want to do without thinking about the consequences. Because when we keep thinking about any work, then we start rationalizing that work, and we end up in finding the excuses to not do that work. If you see people who become actors or musicians or artists or painters, do you think that it is easy for them to choose a path that is full of uncertainties, insecurities, competitions, struggles, by leaving their well-paid jobs, by dropping their colleges, which can give them job securities, to do something full of obscurity in which there is no security of successful career unless you belong to an affluent family, but majority of them belongs to a poor or middle class family, but still they make these big decisions with huge risks by putting everything at stake. It is their belief in their potential, in their talent, which never lets their uncertainty to take over their trust and faith in themselves. Do you think it is easy for them to persuade their parents and to face their relatives and friends and the comparisons when they see others achieving early success, when they look towards their life with no clue of certainty of success? Do you think it is easy for them? No, but their faith in themselves helps them to keep fighting until they succeed, no matter how much time it takes. We can't be certain about life, which makes us fearful. But if you want to succeed, then face the uncertainty and take the chance, take the risk by believing in yourself, by using your determination and dedication as a weapon, along with persistent efforts until you find certainty in whatever task you choose. Uncertainty is a challenge. Fight it, but never refuse to try, because whatever you can think and believe, you can achieve.